Hi, I'm Amory Thomas, Managing Director of the Future Organization. I want to take a few minutes to communicate about why I'm here. We were here for the entirety of the events of the Eaton Fire. We were here in its aftermath, and we continue to live and work in this area. This series exists for one reason: to demand truth, transparency, and accountability from all of our government officials, entities, and agencies for the events of the Eaton Fire, seeking and using evidence, but not emotion. We know that most people don't have time to read a detailed research report, so we've broken our findings down into a series of short videos. These videos will identify crucial questions and answers that will lead to disclosure and accountability for the people of Altadena. Our team conducted this research pro bono, collecting and validating online surveys from 1,228 Altadenans, while also volunteering hundreds of hours of time in this community over the past year. We looked at what happened before, during, and after the events of the Eaton Fire in a fully independent fashion. Again, we have accepted no funding or direction for our work. As an unincorporated community, Altadena has no effective local government to act purely in the community's interest. There is no substantive local control over how taxes and revenues are collected or spent. There is no local body with effective subpoena power or the ability to compel independent oversights from agencies or their leaders. There is no local voice that has any real power other than to make recommendations to the county. Over the past year, the County of Los Angeles, other government officials, elected or otherwise, have described accounts and rationales for what happened here in Altadena. They have focused our attentions on extreme weather. They have used words like impossible and unimaginable. They have spoken about lessons learned without expressing clarity for exactly what those lessons are. Many have focused their narratives on rebuilding a future without establishing transparency for all the information they currently hold, accountability for their agencies, or in outlining how to prevent this from happening here again. In 2026, here in the United States, many of our elected officials and public leaders have grown confused about what they should prioritize and protect. Let's take a minute to apply ethical and moral reasoning to evaluate what our elected officials and agency leaders should not prioritize. Should they prioritize controlling the post-disaster narrative with aggressive PR or spin? Should they prioritize misleading communities with emotive appeals before establishing facts? Should they prioritize misrepresenting the independence or scope of evaluations and investigations? Should they prioritize the preservation of secrecy to shield responsible parties from adverse outcomes? Should they be using state law and civil process to slow disclosure and transparency? Should they prioritize making the people of impacted communities like Altadena pay even more to offset government service failures? We reject all of these priorities because they fail to have an ethical or moral basis in serving the people of Altadena. We can see this problem across all levels of American government today, from the local to the federal. This problem extends well beyond any political party or any geographic location. But for us to restore trust in our leaders, we must be able to verify the facts. We, the people, need to be trusted with the evidence. Over the episodes in this series, we will walk through what we've learned both from the people of Altadena and in researching best practice and looking at agency data sources. We will identify the questions that need to be answered by the County of Los Angeles, questions that need to be answered by the state of California, and questions for other entities that need to be answered that will enable Altadena to achieve genuine accountability. We will inform you with what you need to know as taxpayers and voters to instruct these players and systems to reform and to continuously improve. Seeking truth and accountability should not be used as leverage against the people of Altadena regaining what can be restored. Your tax dollars should not be allocated to misdirect you away from facts or evidence of how your alleged government or lack of government performed under crisis. This is no longer a time or place for spin, PR, or narrative. In more than a year's wake since the catastrophic loss of life, property, and community, the people of Altadena should be given all the available information to decide upon their future. If you continue to live in or seek a return to Altadena, this is your right. If you live in one of the 70-plus unincorporated areas in Los Angeles County or one of the thousands of other unincorporated areas in the state of California, this is your wake-up call. This series is about insisting that truth and accountability are rights that continue to belong to the people of Altadena and to all of us. Thank you.